Nicolas Maduro has been captured and extradited by the United States, and people on Twitter don't know how to act. Now, if you're Venezuelan, and you've probably seen the reactions right now. Oh, by the way, if you've been living under a rock, Nicolas Maduro was captured and extradited. Overnight, not last night, it was 2 nights ago, but yesterday, basically. Today's Sunday, the 4th, and he was extradited. It was either I assume it was very early on the 3rd, 4 a.m. or something on the 3rd. I don't know the exact details of the operation. I don't even know if they're public because I think Trump signed like a secret executive action or something like that. Basically, he did it without Congress knowing. He didn't get approval from Congress. And that's kind of an issue people are bringing up. Look, I don't care about that. I think the ends justify the means. And of course, he did what he had to get it done secretly. And Congress is known to leak operations, which is why you wouldn't want to get something approved by Congress if you want it to be done covertly. Covertly? Is that the right word? Anyway, happy Sunday, everyone, wherever you may be watching. That's why I'm kind of dressed up a little bit. Well, you can't see my full outfit, but I'm in suit pants currently because I'm about to go to mass at 2, and it is currently 12:22. So I'm gonna have to cut this video a little bit short. Luckily, I don't have much to say here. We're gonna be reacting to retarded opinions and takes from people like Sneako. Just a genius, a modern Socrates, this guy. We're going to be getting his take on we're going to be reacting to negative takes on the United States attacking Venezuela and extraditing Maduro. Now, if you're an American nationalist, a patriot, I don't see how you have a problem with this. Here are the things. I have to show my hands so you can see me counting on my fingers. We extradited a communist. We freed a country from communism. We have potentially the ability to gain resources from them. We're going to gain something out of this transaction. We didn't lose a single a single service member, a single military person in this whole operation. And we didn't lose any equipment as far as I know. I think the most they got was damage on a helicopter, but it's still functional. So basically no drawbacks to this. Now, I don't know exactly what the relationship with Venezuela and China and Russia are. I don't know if there's going to be some retaliation on their part. This is going to affect us in some other geopolitical way. I don't know too much about that, so I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm here to react to the slop, okay? This is React Slop is what this channel is. Now, but aside from that, I don't see how this is a negative, aside from maybe the geopolitical ramifications. Like I said, we freed a country from communism, and we're going to get some benefits in return, probably. It's a win-win. You know, it's a symbiotic relationship, between us and Venezuelan people. And the Venezuelan people are very happy about that and celebrating the fact that they're free now. The only people that aren't celebrating are people who are not Venezuelan, all right? Including people like Sneako, Americans who think we shouldn't be involved in outside of wars, even though this is barely even a war. This is more of an attack and operation. The war's over. I mean, like, what's going to happen now? You know what I mean? Their leader's gone. I think the plan was for Trump to run the country for a little bit. And while they institute the woman who won the election last year, which was not this guy. Edmundo Gonzalez was put in place of Maria Corina Machado. Yeah. She was the one who was running against Maduro, and she had won. I think she had won the election, or she had won she won the primary. And then the government barred her from winning the election, or from running in the election. And so she placed other people in her place, which was Edmundo Gonzalez, which was this guy right here on the right. And then he won the election, and then basically Maduro was like, the results are that I won. But of course, everybody, people who privately total the ballots confirmed that this was false and that Gonzalez was actually the one that won the election. But of course, when you're a dictator of a country, you could say you won, and who's going to prove you wrong? So until it seems like Trump is going to institute this lady to run the country after he's done organizing or whatever he's going to do. I think she's living, I want to say, in Spain. I know she ran away from the country for obvious reasons. She didn't want to she was fearing for her life she had gone into hiding. Okay, so maybe it's not public where she is. Okay, so it seems like she escaped to accept her Nobel Peace Prize in Norway, but I don't know where exactly she's been since then, and I assume it's private information for obvious reasons. or maybe she's living there. I don't know. But Venezuelans are reacting around the world. There's a lot of Venezuelans living, obviously for obvious reasons, in other parts of the world: the U.S., Spain, Peru, Chile, Argentina, various other Spanish-speaking countries. And so we'll have some reactions from them. Actually, I want to start with a reaction from one of them. This one.
Let me tell you, I am Trump's #1.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Why is it always some video you don't want to watch that pops up when you're trying to find the right one? So we'll react to this retard Sneako with the brain dead takes. But here's one video that I found interesting. And I want commenters to help me because I actually don't know what a Venezuelan accent sounds like. I know they have a sort of let me see. Actually, there's another guy on here that might be Venezuelan. They do have an accent. Oh, these are the leftists. Oh, this guy is clearly Venezuelan. I don't know where he's living, but he does have an accent that's different to like a Mexican accent. Now, I want you to watch this video. I think all the Hispanic people that are upset in the US about Venezuela being liberated by Donald Trump are just upset at Donald Trump. And it's because they're probably Mexican or Mexican Americans or anything other than Venezuelan. So when you see a Hispanic person react negatively to the freeing of Venezuela, just assume they're not Venezuelan because that's a safe assumption to make. So this is in the city of Mexico. Protesters demonstrating against the detention of Nicolas Maduro by U.S. forces, throwing eggs at the headquarters of the U.S. Embassy in Mexico. Obviously, they're upset. Now, oh, sorry, I thought he was about to speak. Now, what I assume these are pro-communist Mexicans. I don't think these are Venezuelans, and I'll say why in a bit. Let's see what this guy's sign says, actually. It says Venezuela Libre y Soberana, I think, which is Venezuela free and sovereign. When you hear this guy speak, he's clearly Mexican. He clearly has a Mexican accent. He doesn't have the same accent that other guy's. Mexican Spanish is very enunciated and very clear, and Venezuelan accent is more like almost like a Spanish accent, like very quick and. They speak faster and they have more like a run-on type of, like an islander type, almost like Puerto Rican, Cuban type accent, whereas Mexican Spanish is more enunciated. So this guy clearly to me is not Venezuelan. Oh, he's saying, what is he saying? Let me see. Who does the U.S. think they are? That's what he's saying. He says something insulting. I couldn't make out clearly what it was. Dude, isn't Mexico supposed to be poor? These guys are just throwing eggs. Oh my gosh, people could eat that. What the hell? Anyway, all this to say, I think these guys are Mexicans, and this is more proof to me that the people that are upset at Venezuela being freed are not Venezuelans. And we'll have more examples of that. Actually, maybe we'll start reacting with that first because the retardation of Sneako can come later. You guys can skip forward if you want to see that. We'll get, as you can see here, all my Sneako tabs. All right, boom. Anything else related to Sneako? We got some Nick Fuentes. We got some Destiny. We got the full lineup here, folks. Oh, that Bang Energy is so good. Actually, it's not that great. I love Bang Energy, but dude, this one, if you're in a Bang, don't get the purple haze, bro. It tastes like freaking medicine to me. But all the other ones are amazing. The blue raspberry, goated. All right, this lady is an actual Venezuelan. I think it's hard to say, like, when Americans say they're like from somewhere else. Like, I'm Mexican American, and we'll have people. I'll know people that are Mexican American. Even I'll do it sometimes. That will be like, "Oh, I'm Mexican." You're not actually Mexican. You're not Mexican, bro. You're American. But people will do that when they're born here and their parents are from somewhere else, you know. And I guess it's fair. You know, I'm not trying to judge them for doing that. Like, it's a fair. You know, people are asking maybe your ethnicity. Like, oh, I'm Mexican. Like, yeah, you're not actually your nationality isn't Mexican, but that's what your ethnicity is, right? Like, it's hard to know what people are asking or what you're trying to say. But this lady, I think, is actually born in Venezuela, is my point. Because she sounds like she has a tinge of an accent. Maybe she was a childhood arrival or something. But she is a Trump hater. And you'll see her reaction. She is appreciative. Unlike the other leftists who aren't Venezuelan, she is appreciative of the fact that Venezuela is free. Let's watch.
For all my Americans shitting on Trump for bombing Venezuela, let me tell you, I am Trump's #1 hater. I am also Venezuelan. And let me tell you, for all of you that are commenting on social media, oh my god, no
Yeah, so she definitely does have an accent.
war, we didn't sign for
No, not not judging her for having an accent. Having an accent is fine, but I'm just saying that she has more authority to me in with her opinion because she is from Venezuela. I'm sure she spent at least a few years growing up there.
this. Oh my god, poor people, they must be so terrified. Let me tell you, every single Venezuelan that is not working for the government, the dictatorship that has been in place for more than 25 years, we are stoked. We are happy. Even the people that are currently still in Venezuela, everyone's happy about this. So can you please just educate yourself and stop spreading this bullshit narrative that oh my god, poor people, like they must be so scared. No, we're not scared. We've been waiting for this shit for 25 years. We've lost family members. We've escaped the country. We've had to leave everything behind to start over. Yes, some of us know Trump is a piece of shit, but sometimes you battle the devil with a bigger devil. So
Chill. That's crazy.
to do, and then we can go back to shitting on him, okay?
Calling Trump the devil after he frees your country is crazy. But yeah, as you can see, even people who are obviously, this lady has TDS. You know what I'm saying? Trump derangement syndrome. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, also, come on. Who doesn't know what TDS is? But even this lady is appreciative of the fact that Venezuela has been freed by Trump. Now, to call Trump, like I said, to call Trump the devil after he frees your country is insane. She's still probably an idiot. But at least she recognizes good when good is done, The country's freed. Venezuelans, I saw a post the other day. Actually, I don't know if I have it open. I might not have it open. But there was a clip somewhere, or not a clip, a tweet of somebody saying, like, you guys can't opine on this situation. If you haven't had family members have to clear their browsing history before they leave for the streets because a Maduro agent might come and check your phone and you have to clear all your anti-Maduro messages and things like that. And you don't know hunger or had, you know what I mean? These people are struggling out here in Venezuela. And even currently, it seems like in Venezuela itself, all the people celebrating are outside of Venezuelan. They are actual Venezuelans, but they're people that, are expats for economic reasons, obviously. But the people in Venezuela still seem kind of scared. Like they're still timid or concerned about the situation, how it's going to go. And it seems like their first concern is food. Because, like, obviously you don't know if this is going to be an all-out war. I would assume not. I mean, the dictator's gone. He's in the U.S. now. I think he arrived in New York already. There was clips this morning about that. But I don't know how. If you're a Venezuelan, you can understand why this would be concerning if you're still living in Venezuela, right? This might be a little bit worrying to you. You might be happy on the inside, but you're still a little scared. You've been living under dictatorship for the past who knows how long. I actually don't know how long Maduro's been in power. 10 years? 15 years? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you're scared of the repercussions and of the future, what the future brings. You want to be positive, I'm sure, but you're still living under. You're not yet under a new power. So I guess technically they're under the U.S. now, but this is an unhinged woman. I highly doubt this person is Venezuelan, like I said. Now, they're not speaking Spanish, I don't think. This crowd I hear them speak Spanish, but I don't know that this woman is Hispanic. She says, Viva Chavez, Viva Maduro, like, everybody could say that with a Spanish accent, you know what I mean? And it's hard to tell what exactly your accent is. That's all you say. But there's a crazy communist lady, as you can see. Oh, she does speak Spanish. She's calling them assassins. Oh, actually, I feel like this is in Spain? Wait, did it say where it is? I might be stupid. It doesn't say where it is. No, she doesn't have a Spanish accent. But I don't know exactly where she's from. I can't tell her accent. But yeah, she's obviously upset at the protesters, the people supporting the fact that Maduro got arrested, and you can see here their reaction to her. They're jeering her. They say he's very mentally stable, as you can see. Somebody calls him puta, which is uncalled for. Wow. I'm actually curious as to where this is. And that's the problem with a lot of these protesting clips, as you can see, that insane communist lady in support of the dictator of a country she's never lived in, probably. Now, that's the problem with a lot of these clips. It's hard to know, like, who the Venezuelans are and where in the world they are, right? Because I think that's significant also. But it's hard to tell. Now here's obviously, look, this is funny. They're kind of conflating, as you can see here, Portland against deportations is what this says in Spanish. The Hispanic, this is why the accent recognition matters. And you're so lucky to have a commentator who is Spanish speaking, because the Hispanics are kind of taking this as an attack on Hispanics, which is weird to me. I never understood that. Like, why do Hispanics group all of themselves up into like a monolith? Like, not every Hispanic country is the same, or every Latino country is the same. Like, they all have their individual issues, and they're taking it as an affront to Hispanics in general, like Trump against Hispanics because he arrested a Hispanic guy. Like, that doesn't even make sense. And so these people are protesting for the freedom of Maduro. And like I said, they're conflating issues here. They're like, any Hispanic issue is, it's the same. Like, veteran against war. This person's against deportations. This person's just against Trump. Remove Trump. This is asking for him to get arrested, for Trump to get arrested. This hands off Venezuela. So I mean, it's like somebody has a gay flag over here in the back. You can't see that. My screen is off to the side. So he has a gay flag. Like, just a bunch of liberal, kind of tangentially related to Hispanics issues. Like, this is so stupid. I don't even know what to say to this. Hold on. The chant. Oh, look, a Mexican flag. See, this is what I'm saying. There's a Mexican flag back there. That's how you know these people don't know shit about Venezuela. These are just Hispanics that don't like Trump, protesting something Trump did. Do they know if this is a good thing or not? No. They have no fucking clue. They're just against war. Now, I understand that. I'm also kind of America first, like, nationalist. Like, we shouldn't, like, a non-interventionist. Like, I think we should stay out of other countries' business, unless it's a clear layup like it was in this case. We went in, did no damage, got what we needed, extradited the dictator, no casualties, and we're going to get some resources in the future. Hell yeah, that's a fucking win-win. That's a massive dub for the United States. Fucking patriotism, and hell yeah, we fucking run this bitch. USA in this hoe. But yeah, obviously you don't want a long drawn out war, which is what people mean when they say no new wars. We don't want to fucking. Now, like I said, I don't know the exact ramifications on a global scale, but in this small instance, like, this was a massive dub for the United States. Now, another question I have is, aside from maybe this Mexican flag flyer, do you see any Hispanic people here? Now, I understand it's a little hard to tell, but they're chanting in English. Don't you think if this was Hispanic people, they'd be yelling in Spanish? I don't know. It's a little hard to tell. I'm a Hispanic person. I'm kind of pale. It might be just because of the light also. But I don't know if these people are Hispanic, bruh. You tell me. You see any Hispanic people here? What is this flag back here? I'm curious. Impeach Trump. U.S. hands off. Get the F out of Venezuela now. No war in Venezuela, free Maduro. Resist U.S.-led war. Build just peace. Oh, just peace. Just peace, bro. That's how we're going to solve all the problems in the world. Just peace. Somebody tries to mug you or something. Bro, peace. Chill, bro. World peace. An Asian lady, a bunch of white people, some green-haired liberals. Like, bruh, is this real? Like, non-Hispanic people talking about, this isn't even a Hispanic issue. Talking about a geopolitical issue in a country that they don't know anything about, have never been to, and have no ties to, right? At least a Venezuelan American person, you could say, has ties to the country, somewhat. Now, this guy, he has a hilarious reaction to the fact that the U.S. is interested in the oil in the country, because obviously we want something beneficial out of this situation. So I'll translate as he says. I wish there was like an auto translate feature like the way there is on YouTube, but well, I'll read what he says here. He says, this is a translation from Grok. To those who say that the United States is only interested in oil, I ask those people, what do you think the Russians and the Chinese wanted? The recipe for arepas, which is a Venezuelan dish. I don't know if I've ever had an arepa actually, but they're similar to gorditas. We would know them as anyway. It's like I guess it's just a tortilla filled. I think there's other stuff in there, like filled with cheese and whatever else. It does look good though. I need to find. I should probably find the Venezuelan restaurant near me. Once this cut is over, I'm dining. It'll be over in maybe a couple weeks. We'll go have some arepas. I'll let y'all know how it went.
No se dejen llenar la cabeza de que los gringos solo quieren el petróleo, riqueza.
So he's saying good. He doesn't say Americans. He says gringos, which is like, I guess, like whites, which is funny.
O sea, ¿qué creen los rusos y los chinos durante tanto tiempo?
What do they
La
think the
receta
Russians
de
and the
arepa.
Chinese wanted? The recipe for
Imposible.
arepas?
Y le pido a
It's
todos
just
que tengan-
funny. And he's like, impossible. Impossible that that's all they wanted. It's just funny. And like I said, he has an accent. He's clearly not Mexican or whatever. Or, to me, I don't know that he is Venezuelan per se. Like a lot of Spanish accents kind of sound similar to each other. But you know, he's not like the other guy in Mexico yelling at the U.S. embassy. Like, you know what I mean? That guy's obviously Mexican. He has no ties to Venezuela probably either. So stupid. This guy's like, it's fine if the U.S. wants to come free us. If they want some oil, that's fine. Other countries were trying to come and take it anyway. So normal reaction. Just in, actual Venezuelans have shown up in Times Square. This is per Nick Sorter, to confront the large group of communist protesters who would never last a week under real communism. So let's see what they say.
Thank you, Mr. President Donald Trump.
This guy has an accent, obviously. He's saying thank you, Trump. Now, right next to a communist protester who says no U.S. war on Venezuela. I don't know what else this says.
Maduro exporta coca. Maduro narcotraficante.
I couldn't make out what he said. Cut bombs, not snap and medicated, bruh. Another insane liberal back here.
Venezuela libre.
Say Venezuela free. Oh, wait. It's hard to hear what this guy in the back is saying. Let me put my headphones on. Okay, so the guy behind the camera is saying, go back because the U.S. doesn't want you. Okay, it's hard to make out what the guy in front of the camera is saying, the one with the hat. Let me go back. Oh my gosh. This guy seems to be on the Venezuelan side. It's hard to make out what he's saying, but the guy behind the camera recording is saying, Trump doesn't want you, the U.S. doesn't want you. Now, the guy recording does have an accent, but he has like, I want to say he has more like, he does have more of that islander accent, like Dominican, Puerto Rican or something. Oh, wait, what did this guy say? I didn't hear him. Sick ass jackets, by the way. He calls him a criminal. Oh, this guy is saying, what are you doing here? You're not American either. This lady, she's like, oh, Trump's gonna deport all of you. Mind you, I think a lot of Venezuelans are here on refugee status. They have much more of a case for refugee status than any Mexican person, any other country for that matter. Like, sure, a lot of Latin American countries face poverty, but this is real poverty right here in Venezuela. I mean, of all the countries in South America, or south of our border, what are the poor? I mean, surely Venezuela is down there in one of the poorest, maybe the poorest. So if anybody has a case for refugee status, it's them. They're also facing political, the threat of incarceration for speaking up against the government, which you don't have in a lot of other Latin American countries. So it's very unique in terms of their status. So it's weird to me that a person from either Mexico or the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, or, well, I guess Puerto Ricans wouldn't get deported, right? They can be here. Are they U.S. citizens? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I think they are. But let's say, I don't know, from any other country, Colombians or whatever, like living here in the U.S. are like, oh, Trump's going to deport you too. Like, bruh, they're probably here legally, and they probably have more of a claim to that status than you should. Oh, all that to say, this lady, wait, which lady said that they're going to deport y'all? This lady in the white. So they're insulting, this guy's insulting her. I don't know exactly what he said. He said, you're not a Venezuelan. And which is funny, he says usted, which is like a respectful after insulting her. They're gonna deport y'all. Yeah, so it's heated. It's heated out here between the retarded Hispanics who don't know what's happening in Venezuela and are just anti-Trump, and the actual Venezuelans. So you can see, like I said, another situation where the people who are against this are obviously not Venezuelan. The people who are in favor and supporting what Trump did, obviously Venezuelan. And maybe they're not pro-Trump, but they're pro what Trump did in this case. So like I said, Any reactions you see that are anti-Trump doing this, assume they're not Venezuelan. If you see some Spanish interaction. Let me see if there's something else I wanted to react to other than Sneako. Okay, there's not. We're going to be reacting to Sneako's retarded take. We got past the Hispanics. Like I said, anybody you see speaking Spanish against this, just assume they're not Venezuelan. Although there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people who aren't retarded, who are in support of this. Like my mother, for example. She's like, I remember when Venezuela was free and what it was like. It was one of the richest countries. They had a lot of TV networks. So, a lot of Mexican people, obviously, and Hispanic people, Latin Americans, like real ones, not Americans pretending LARPing as Latin Americans. A lot of them actually understand it as a positive thing, which is very easy to see. I don't see why you'd be against it unless you're a fucking filthy communist. So we're going to react to this fucking genius, Sneako, talking about why he's against Trump attacking Venezuela. Mind, he didn't attack Venezuela. He attacked Maduro. He executed an operation in Venezuela to extract the dictator. It's not like he's attacking Venezuela or Venezuelans. He says, many right-wing Christians put race over faith, arguing Christianity isn't a white religion. Well, first of all, this isn't a race thing. There's a lot of Hispanic people here that are in favor of me. First of all, there's Hispanic people here that are in favor of Trump extraditing Maduro. So it doesn't matter. Christianity isn't a white religion. This isn't a religious or a race-related thing. I don't know why he was able to conflate both into an issue that has nothing to do with either. He questions why Christians stay silent after Trump's action is in Christian-majority Venezuela. Now, I'm going to tell you off the bat why. It's because being a fucking communist dictator isn't a Christian idea, all right? You fucking retard. He's reacting to his own tweet where he says, interesting how Trump chuds find a way to make Somali fraud a Muslim problem. I don't think that anybody did, to be honest. I think they made it an ethnic problem. Like, oh, Somalis tend to commit fraud in this area. Therefore, the two are kind of related. There's a relationship between the two now. You can kind of assume, fraud is committed by Somalis. I'm not saying that's a stereotype you should have. I mean, it's one you can see. It's just pattern recognition. But nobody said that it was a Muslim problem. I don't think that was... he thinks he's just straight up lying there. He says, but when their fellow Catholics in Venezuela get bombed for oil, it's just necessary warfare on third world communists. Stand up for your people. Now, obviously, I'm a Catholic, as you can see clearly from my beautiful, miraculous medal that's Mary right there. I'm about to go to Mass. So I am a Catholic, but he's not attacking Catholics. He's freeing Catholics, you fucking retard. He's freeing people who are under oppressive rule. And I know you don't understand this because when Muslims attack Muslim countries, they're there to fucking bomb each other and they're trying to destroy the whole fucking country they're bombing, you know what I'm saying? They're actually trying to destroy each other. But when a Christian attacks a Christian country, in this case at least, they're trying to free it, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're freeing the Catholics under oppressive rule, you fucking monkey. All right. Like I said, I know this is incomprehensible to him, but, just because we arrested a so-called quote unquote Catholic, and mind you, how Catholic can Maduro be? All right. He's a thief. He's a lying thief running an oppressive role. I don't think that's very Catholic, bro.
Trump chud. Interesting how quickly Trump chuds find a way to make Somali from
you monkey.
But when their fellow Catholics in Venezuela get bombed for oil, I was right. It's just necessary warfare on third world communists.
Right about what, you monkey?
Now it's brown. Well, there's the mask off. It's not about, it's not about Milo on a small scale, but on a bigger scale for a majority of these right Christian, the right wingers who are Christian. A lot of them, I'm not going to say for all of them, skin supersedes faith. And you talk about Rome and how we need to go back to Rome. You think Rome was allowing Christians to come in from Ghana? No, Rome existed because it was white Christians. It had nothing to do with Christianity. It had nothing to do with the...
What are you talking about? What the fuck is he on about? White people in Rome? What are you talking about?
Bible. People get upset when I say this, and I don't need to look at the chat. It's going to happen right now. That's a fact. Christianity is not a white religion. It has nothing to do with...
That's true.
Whiteness.
True.
But they've turned other religions. People have this identity. They believe that Muslim is a brown religion now based on nothing. Christianity.
Well, it's based on the fact that most Muslims are brown. I mean, what are you talking about?
Islam come from the same place.
No, I'm pretty sure Islam comes from, I don't know how far. It's like miles southeast of. Christianity is from Israel and primarily propagated through Rome. And and Islam is from Saudi Arabia. So, no, they're not from the same place.
But here, today's a perfect example. Trump just kidnapped a Christian couple, bombed a Christian nation, and robbed a Christian nation.
Okay, you misspoke there. He kidnapped, he extradited two lying, thieving criminals who oppressively ruled a country of Christians. That's what Trump just arrested two fake Christians and freed a country of practicing, potentially, some of them, I'm sure, practicing good Christians. That's what you meant to say.
And the Christians aren't going to say anything about it.
Yeah, I'm going to say good. That's fucking great, because he just freed a bunch of people who identify with Christianity from oppressive communist rule.
If it were two Muslim nations doing the same thing, they'd be like, whoa, what happened to the Muslim nations are fighting?
Yeah, because every time Muslim nations fight, they fucking bomb each other to death. They're trying to raise the other, R-A-Z-E, raise the other country to fucking, to dust, all right? You wouldn't understand because, you know, that's all you know.
The narrative is not going to be, oh, a Christian nation robbed a Christian nation. No one's going to say it.
No, we didn't rob them. We saved some people. We freed some people, and we're going to get something in return. It's a mutually beneficial transaction, which I'm sure you don't understand because that's never happened in the history of Muslim geopolitics. I'm sure it's happened. I'm exaggerating. I don't know that much about Muslim wars in history, but I'm assuming that's why he says that, because he doesn't know shit, basically.
Because so many people literally just don't see their Christian brethren as the same.
Yeah, I do see them as the same. If I was a Venezuelan living under oppressive rule, I would also want this. Me living here in the United States, I want Trump to remove Maduro as much as my Venezuelan counterpart would have wanted it also. You fucking genius. So Sneako reacts to Nick Fuentes. So Nick Fuentes kind of tacitly supported, not tacitly, he made a tweet that simply said USA. Let me go to Nick's page. Actually, let me go back here. So Nick initially tweeted USA, obviously in support of the US going into Venezuela. He says, later, initially seemed like a solid operation to cleanly, bloodlessly, and quickly remove Maduro from power last night. But this new policy of running Venezuela with U.S. soldiers sounds like a massive overcommitment. I have zero confidence in nation building. Big mistake. Now, I personally think, I guess I understand what he's saying, but he makes it sound like it's going to be some long, drawn-out commitment. I hope that it's not. I don't think that it will be, and it's going to be beneficial to us eventually anyways. I don't know. I'm holding this up. I'm not even listening to anything. We're going to get something out of it anyways. So I would see it more of as an investment. We're going to invest a little bit of time into that country. We're going to get some resources, and then we're going to leave whenever we get what we want. So I don't see why it's a problem. It's not overcommitment. I mean, hopefully it's not some drawn out, decades long process. But even if it is, I would assume we'd get our money's worth from that investment. So, and then he later tweeted, now that Venezuela has been liberated, we must send every single Venezuelan illegal refugee and criminal back home. Take the oil, remigrate the foreigners. Now, I think a lot of Venezuelans are here because they're refugees. And I'm not opposed to this idea. Look, some people have made their home here. They like it better here. I don't see why they shouldn't be allowed to say if they're, good law-abiding citizens who love this country. But he kind of has a point. If you're a Venezuelan living here, it's because you're scared of what's happening in Venezuela. Now there's no oppressive dictator to punish you for speaking out against the government. There's no need for refugee status anymore. But I don't know exactly how refugee status works and how that transfers into citizenship and things like that. So, and just know I'm kind of in support of this idea to some extent. Sneako reacts in shock to Nick Fuentes being pro-US. This is a fucking, I don't know why. And also this goes to show you that Sneako just agrees with whoever there was that meme of Sneako. Bruh. I'm looking for the meme of Sneako where it's like he agrees with whoever is closest to him. Because that's actually unironically what Sneako does. He just, whoever he's getting along with at the minute, he like fully agrees with their ideology and is like, he only became a Muslim because of Andrew Tate. You know what I mean? And I think because he gets along with Nick, now he's like all of a sudden shocked that Nick is supportive of the U.S. I'm like, what? How is that? Does that make any sense? He's like, this is one of the worst takes.
I kind of want to. I'm super surprised that he thinks this way. I don't see the benefits whatsoever. I don't see the pride.
Really, you don't see the benefit, the pride. There's no pride in the fact that the U.S. freed a country from communism. There's no pride in that. There's no benefit in the fact that they have a bunch of oil that we can make use of. What are you, retarded?
This is the most shocked I've ever been from one of his takes. Even this is more shocking than having a girlfriend's get. He was joking about that one. This one's not a joke. I gotta admit.
Oh.
I'm really
Like I said, what's so shocking about it? Are you stupid? He joined Islam with a fully formed brain. Of course he doesn't get it. Yeah, true. His 95 IQ is showing true. And the people in the comments are like, what are you, stupid? All right, let's see what he has to say about Trump here. Dude, it's actually getting late. I actually need to go to mass like ASAP. I didn't expect this video to get so long. What the heck? Oh, this is a sick edit.
Who
by
are
Nick.
we to tell Venezuela what to do? It's their gold. What do you mean it's their gold? If
Oh, piss off. What is it with this stupid? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to full screen it, damn
Who are
it.
we to tell Venezuela what to do? It's their gold. What do you mean it's their gold? If they could defend it, can they have the right
Based.
to all the gold beneath their feet? I don't think so. That's who we are, okay? That's who we are as whites. That's who we've always been. What part of explorers, conquerors, and pioneers don't you understand? It's who we are. The oceans, the continents, the moon, the stars. Nothing is beyond our reach.
Fucking base.
Who are we
I
to
would
tell
follow this man into war. With a speech like that, fuck yeah, I would. Let's see a Matt Walsh feast discourse for oil. Quotes. First of all, the war lasted like 90 minutes. Second, going to war to secure vital resources for your own people is totally legitimate. True. Why should we allow some third world communist shithole to control trillions of dollars worth of oil? True. They don't even know what to do with it. Destiny with another retarded take, as usual. Dave Smith supporting regime change unilaterally from the president with zero backing or authorization from Congress or the American people. I guess now I've seen it all. These people never had any values or real beliefs at all. Oh my gosh, only fucking Destiny can have a negative reaction to the United States freeing a country from communist dictatorship. All right, let me see. This is Michael Knowles reacting to Sneako. This is a crazy crossover. Sneako says, disappointing seeing all the base nationalists turn into neocon goy cattle because, what does this mean, goy? Like when people say goy and goy slop, what the, I'm getting old, man. Turning into neocon goy cattle because the bombs look cool on camera. They really believe the U.S. bombs and kidnaps a president because of drugs and communism and not oil and power, just like every other pointless war. No, I think everybody knows it's about oil and power, you retard. The communism is an excuse, and obviously it's a good one. It's beneficial to the people in that country. It is, and Michael Knowles says, it is perhaps confusing to relative newcomers, but American nationalists have traditionally rather enjoyed oil and power. It's true. How can you be America first and be a weak country? You know what I mean? You have to have some power to do something with your power, to have some type of influence. Okay, last one. Sneako going off on Trump for making Venezuela great again. Let's see.
So Marco Rubio is running Venezuela.
That's a great person to run Venezuela. He speaks Spanish. He'll fit right in.
So that's what that Netanyahu visit was about.
Make Venezuela
With
great
Hegseth
again.
and-
Very simple.
Make Venezuela great again? Fucking scam. Hold on. I gotta
How's that a
pause this for
scam?
second.
What are you talking about?
Anybody siding with this, you need to apologize right now. It's not putting America first to make Venezuela great again. Nobody asked for this.
It is if we get something out of it, you monkey. And obviously, in return, we're going to make Venezuela great again.
We have enough problems here. Now Marco Rubio.
That is true, but this cost us very little investment and commitment, and we're going to be getting a lot more in return. So obviously, we can fix problems here. It's not, what, can we only do one thing at a time? Like, yeah, we can fix the problems here and free another country from communism and get resources from them in return. It's not, what is this, a mom and pop operation? Like, what, we have one fucking employee doing everything? Like, no, we can do both at once, you idiot.
Is going to control that country, which is a disaster right now, and you're going to say that this is not Iraq and South America? What are we doing right now?
I don't know that much about Iraq, what we had to do with Iraq. I mean, if he's talking some drawn-out war, obviously this isn't going to be that. The fucking war is over. We're already in control, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
You're throwing...
Like, it's kind of like Nick complaining about the overcommitment. Like, what is the overcommitment? I mean, we're going to have people in place to run it, and that's it. It's passive income.
You're proud. Oh, my God, bombs are cool. This is based. You don't think that
Based.
we have enough... the debt that's here, the amount...
Well, first of all, I don't even think, I mean, what is Trump, a libertarian? So it's like, calm down. I'm not going to say that word on camera. What's I saying? Oh, I don't know that Trump is like super libertarian anyways. Like, I wish he was. I myself have kind of some libertarian ideas. I'm very much identified with like a Javier Milei type politician. Like, that's my, of the world leaders, that's the one I most agree with, I think. But I don't think Trump is that concerned with the national debt anyways. I wish he was. I don't know, what happened to Doge? Why did we stop? Why did he get rid of that? Or is it still running somehow? That's what we should do, is drastically decrease our spending so we can save the American people some taxes. But I don't think he's that concerned with that. So I guess I'm in agreement with Sneako here. But even if he was concerned with that, how much work does that take? He had somebody else running it, Elon Musk running it. So, I mean, it's not like we couldn't do both. It's not like Elon Musk is doing everything. No, he was in charge of that. Marco Rubio's in charge of this. That's what you have people in government for. That's what you have the appointed people in your cabinet or whatever.
The housing crisis, people aren't getting married, and now we have fucking Venezuela.
People aren't getting married. What does that have to do with Trump? What does that have to do with Trump invading Venezuela?
Crisis, people aren't getting married, and now we have fucking Venezuela.
That's a cultural
to
problem.
run. And you're gonna say that this is the patriotic take? What?
Yes.
Because Maduro was selling coke because he was trapped.
That's the excuse we used to invade Venezuela, the fact that he was trafficking drugs. Obviously, nobody thinks that is the real issue, because if that was the case, we would have already invaded Mexico. Although I guess it's different because the Mexican president doesn't have any direct ties to the cartels, I guess. I mean, I'm sure we could find some. I'm sure she does. But I think Maduro was maybe more directly involved. I don't know. But I know we assigned him as like the leader of those cartels or whatever. That's how we had the excuse to invade. But yeah, I mean, obviously the drugs wasn't the real problem. The real issue here is the oil they have, and we're trying to get some. And so we freed them from communism.
Happened some coke. We need to go and kidnap him and bring it up because he was playing games, like Rubio said, playing games, and now we rob them, kidnap them, and own their country
Based.
because of communism, right? Shut up, man. This is the biggest scam.
Shut up, you monkey. Communism is, drugs are the front, all right? Yes, we're going to free them from it's a beneficial transaction. See, this is what happens when you're Muslim and you identify with those people who try to scam you in the fucking markets. Oh, 3 for $1. Oh, just for you, my friend. Brother, just for you. You don't understand a mutually beneficial transaction like in capitalism, where you buy something, the other person sells their good, you get the good. They get money. You're both happy, all right? That's how this works, right? This ain't some fucking scam like you're fucking in Egypt at the fucking pyramids or some shit and somebody's trying to sell you a straw hat or something. This is, we both get something good, and that's it. Everybody leaves happy. Why is that? Why is that so hard to see or to believe? Yes, America made a power play. They get some resources out of it. Venezuela's happy because they get freed from dictatorship, from communism, and we get a little bit of oil. What's the big fucking problem, Sneako, you idiot? All right, that's all for today. I gotta turn this off and get to mass and edit this real quick. I don't think I'll have time to. I might upload this a little bit late, but yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday, and that's it. Love all of you. Leave your ideas, your thoughts in the comments.